Okay, welcome to part 2 of this lesson 2 in the Python, looking at if statements. In this part of the tutorial, what we're going to look at is how we can do multiple conditions inside of if statements. So you're asking, let's say if you ask two questions, and then depending on what their answer is to both of those questions, then you could do something. We'll also look at ways that we can take data that they've input and make it all lowercase so that you don't have to worry about capital letters and things like that. And a couple of other bits and bats. But rather than me talking, let's just show you the code. Here we go. So let's do happy. There we go. Happy.py. Create a new file called happy.py. There we go, and it will create a new file. And once it creates a new file called happy.py, let's have a look. os.system clear. Actually, if we're going to do that, import os. There we are. Print happy, and you know it. There we go. So, nice and easy program. This one is going to ask the users two questions. It's going to ask them, are they happy? And the other one is, do they know it? And depending on what they answer to those, then we're going to ask them to do different things. So let's just do the inputs. So here we go. Happy equals inputs. Are you happy? And no equals inputs. Do you know it? There we go. And what we could do now is we can say if happy equals yes, and there you go. That's the keyword there, and there we go. In fact, let's just do know it. Let's add that. That's better, isn't it? And know it equals yes. There we go. Clap your hands. Let's have a look. So hopefully this time round we've now got two conditions inside of there. The first condition is if happy equals yes, and know it equals yes. There you go. We can print clap your hands. There we go. So let's see if that works. Let's just save that. Let's have a look. Python 3 happy.py. There you go. Are you happy? Yes. Do you know it? Yes. Clap your hands. Well done. Let's just try that once again. Are you happy? No. Whoops. Do you know it? Yes. And it doesn't do anything. Okay, good. Perfect. So now we know that it's probably working. It seems to be working okay. What we can do now is we can make a few improvements to this program. So what improvements can we make? Well, let me show you the first one. Here, once that works. There we go. Happy. Are you happy? Well, the first problem we got is if they do a capital yes, so some people do type capitals, then it doesn't work if you do capitals. And the reason being is that here it's checking exactly for a yes. It's checking exactly for a yes. We're not all that bothered about an exact match. So we want it to match whether they've typed capital case or whether they've typed lowercase. So what we can do here is we can just do if happy.lower equals yes and know it.lower equals yes. There we go. So what we could do now is anything that they input, whatever they input here in the happy, when we come to test it, we are testing a lowercase version of it. So it doesn't matter if they put it in capitals or lowercase or mixture. It should work either way. Let's have a look. So let's have a look. Python happy. Let's have a look. So now if we type in yes, and in fact let's just try all capitals, yes, clap your hands. There you go. Perfect. So what else can we do? Well, here so far we've got an AND statement, and that AND statement means that both of these here must be true. But what if we want to be quite lenient and we want to say, you know what, actually, if they're happy or they know it, then we'll clap your hands anyway. What about that? Well, what we can do here is, in fact, let's add another elif. Elif, let's have a look. If you get one of these two. So if this is one of these two conditions, right? Here we go. If happy.lower equals yes, or know.it.lower equals yes, then we'll print go on. Oops. Clap your hands anyway. There we go. So what we've got now is we've got a different sort of test. This is an OR test, and this will go execute this indented code here if either of these two conditions is true. So if this one is true or this one is true, or both of them are true, it's not very picky or. So either of those will either or both, and it will carry on and do that line of code. But let's not believe me. Let's try it and let's see if it works. There we go. So if we just go there, happy, are you happy? Yes. Do you know it? No. Go on, clap your hands anyway. Let's try the other one. No. Yes. There we go. Go on, clap your hands anyway. Good. Perfect. So that's that's using an OR statement in there. But what else can we do? Well, we could also find out if the condition is not true. So if they don't say yes, if they say something else, well, let's have a go. What we can do here is we can do elif, and we'll do. There's two ways of doing this. You can either type not, and then you can do. Let's take one of these. Elif not happy. Elif not happy.lower equals yes. So what this is saying is, otherwise, if the reverse of this is true, so if they put no or they put anything else, then it will do this line of code. You should be happy. And there you go. And let's have a look. Elif. Now the other way that you could do this is instead of saying that, instead of saying not, you could do. Oops, it's not going there. You could do the not equals instead, which is that way. There you go. So these two here, if you did not happy equals yes, that would have the same effect as doing a not equals here. So not equals yes, happy.lower. But let's change that to, so that's not going to work anyway. We'll do elif know it. Know it. There you go. So otherwise, if know it.lower is not equal to yes, then we do something else. We should print you should know it. You should really know it. There we go. So now we've got four conditions. If let's have a look. If they both are true, we'll print that yes. Otherwise, if either of them are true, then you'll print go and clap your hands anyway. Or in fact, actually, what we'll do is we'll get rid of that line of code there, because otherwise, if we put yes to either of them, then it's gonna it won't get through to these last elifs. So we'll just get rid of that one for the moment, just so you can see this in action. You can see what it does. And let's run that. Let's have a look. So are you happy? No. Do you know it? Yes. You should be happy. Good. Are you happy? Yes. Do you know it? No. You really should know it. Okay, good stuff. And what we'll also do here is right at the end, we'll add an else just to catch it. So if none of these are true, they've not put 2 yeses, or they haven't put 1 yes, then we'll print, let's put things aren't going great for you. There we go. So the else is the sort of the catch-all statement there. If none of these work, then we'll go through to that one. And then finally, after we've finished executing whichever one of these branches that we go down into and the indentation, what we'll do is we'll print goodbye. And doesn't matter which one you go, which branch you go down here. After we've left the if-else statement, then we'll go through to the last line of code and it'll always execute that line of code. Let me just show you that one. Let's try that one. So are you happy? You should. Okay. So it won't get there anyway because here, these 2 lines here, they've just said if it's anything other than yes, then you'll get to those 2 lines there. So we probably really want to change that so it says no. Yeah, well, let's do that. If happy.lower equals no, and we'll do that. If knowit.lower equals no. There we go. And good. Let's run that. Let's see if that works now. Are you happy? Things aren't going great for you. Yes, that catches all the other problems whatsoever. Now, what else could we do here? Let's have a look. What we could also do here, this is slightly more advanced, but I might as well show you if you're interested. Sometimes people aren't always going to type yes. There might be different things that they could type. It might be like yes, yeah, yup, or something like that, whatever they're going to type. So they might type in different things, and you might want to be able to catch any of those things. And what we can do here to catch any of them is we can actually use a list. We're not going to look at lists properly until a few lessons time, but we can show you a simple version of a list here. And what we can do here is do yes, yup, yeah, there we go. And actually we'll just put a Y as well there. There we go. There we go. So what this does here is it tests to see if it's in something. So here's a list. I've made a little list of a little list of strings of possible answers that are acceptable, and it checks to see if the lowercase version of whatever they've put is inside of that list. So they could put any of those 4 options in lowercase or capital letters, and it would still work, which is great. So let's try that. Don't believe me. Let's make sure it works. You could have a go at changing these in a bit. I'm not going to do it for you, but you could have a go at doing a similar thing for the no and the no there. There we go. Are you happy? Yeah. Do you know it? Yep. Clap your hands. There you go. Perfect. So it accepts, this now accepts multiple responses, and it could be lowercase or uppercase. Let's just try that. Yup. Yeah. There you go. So already we're starting to build quite advanced programs here that can cope with different data inputs and goes down multiple paths. So that's quite clever. There we go. Thank you very much. That ends this tutorial. For this tutorial, again, if you want to get the most out of this, you now need to go back to the Python topic 2 and do each of the challenges 1, 2, 3, and 4, making sure that you go right through bronze, silver, and gold for each of the challenges to really push yourself. Thank you very much.